When New York's World Trade Center was attacked on Osama bin Laden's orders 10 years ago, Mayor Rudy Guiliani led the city's response and recovery during the critical days and weeks after 9/11. He joins us now to discuss the death of Osama bin Laden and what it means to the ongoing fight against terror. Mr. Mayor, good morning. Good to see you here this morning. As a former mayor, you have led this city, obviously, through its darkest days. What was your reaction yesterday when you found out the news?
Well, my reaction was one of very deep satisfaction, relief that we had finally gotten him. Certain amount of sense of revenge, which you don't like to admit to, but it's there.
Yeah.
Just this guy really deserved what he got. And then after that, after reflecting on it, realizing that there's some short-term danger for us because of the kind of emotional hold that he had on the people that followed him. Long-term, this is an all positive development for it, meaning I think this will help us be safer. But short-term, we're going to go through a period where we're going to have to be very careful now.
Yeah, I know you said that there's no such thing as closure, and something like this doesn't bring back those 3,000 lives lost on that day. But from an emotional standpoint, from a personal standpoint, because you were so connected to this, did it take a little time to sink in when you did first hear the news?
Yes, yes. And there's no such thing as closure, because when you lose somebody that you love the rest of your life, the gap is there. But there are things that help, and this helps. I mean, there's no question that bringing to justice the person who is primarily responsible for it satisfies just a basic human need that goes on in a time of mourning. So this is a big step. It's not a small step. And it's a big step in the war against terror, too.
Yeah. The people of New York yesterday, and I'm sure you saw the response, the celebrations in the streets, not only here in New York, but around the nation, but specifically here in New York. The firefighters were out in full force. I was at Ground Zero yesterday speaking with a number of the iron workers, and they said, you know what, for the first time in a while, it's smiles all around on a Monday. It almost felt like a new day. Can you sense the impact that it's had on the people?
Because something positive has now happened. This has been pretty much very, very negative. Yeah. The defense has been terrific, meaning our military and President Bush and President Obama have done a good job of defending us. But we haven't had this kind of positive thing in quite some time. So I think that was a sense of real relief from that. Only thing I would caution is we shouldn't celebrate too much. Yeah. This is just a step, and a big one. But this war is still going on. We shouldn't fool ourselves into thinking this is like VE Day or VJ Day. We haven't won this war yet. And I don't like this talk about pulling out of Afghanistan or pulling out of Iraq. America makes this mistake a lot. Yeah. People make it. You win part of it, and then you walk away, and then it recedes. Well, we've got a long way to go in Afghanistan and Pakistan to clean it up, and we should clean it up for our own safety long term.
How troubling is it to you that he seemed to be hiding in plain sight?
Very.
In Pakistan.
I mean, very troubling. Not shocking. I've been to that part of the world, so I have a sense of how it operates. And
what can be done?
Met with Karzai a few years ago and discussed the problems in Pakistan. So these are things I've known about for 4 or 5 years, the lack of cooperation that at least the Afghanis and Americans there complain about.
With the money we send to Pakistan, is there something that can be done to say, you know what, this is unacceptable finally?
It's outrageous that he would live, not quite in plain sight, but pretty hard to not figure out that this was something having to do with Osama bin Laden in that part of the world. This big compound, multi-million-dollar estate, cars going in and out all the time, strange-looking people going in and out all the time. This is a country that keeps track through its secret service, in essence, its secret police. It keeps track of what the heck's going on. Yeah. So I'd have real problems with this.
This close a small chapter for you in the 9/11?
It closes a big chapter. No, it doesn't close it, but it closes a big chapter. The anger about him and the desire to get revenge on him and the desire to show the United States as effective. I think Americans are very proud of the president's decision, the work that President Bush did to lead up to this, the intelligence services working, and then those brave SEALs that went in and did this. I mean, this is an all-plus for everybody situation. I think this is the kind of thing that makes Americans feel this is the greatest country on earth. Nobody else could have done this.
Mayor Guiliani, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you here this morning.